What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and this video, I want to go over my frustration with Nintendo. Maybe one more time. Maybe we'll have to do this more than one time. I want to come away from this positive. In fact, this morning I was blown away. I said that in the car video, a few hours ago. My excitement and my high, just like my high view of what they did today has been going down and down and down and down the more that I see all of this garbage that's being played out. So, we talked about the pricing, right? Not just the 450. That one isn't as big of a deal to me. I know people are making the point where, hey, you're putting it closer to the bracket of PS5 and Xbox Series X, right? And then obviously you're not getting the same power level. I get that. I totally understand that reasoning. I'm talking more about the $80 to $90, disaster that they're doing. But let's piggyback off of that, because I did not see this either until maybe a couple hours ago, and I thought, oh, I gotta rant about this as well. This game key. Now, they did that virtual card thing, the announcement like a week ago. I covered it. I thought it was actually pretty cool. The idea of like basically loading up your game, library on a virtual card, being able to transport it to somebody else, renting out games, all that jazz, right? Overall, I think a pretty okay idea. Other companies have done similar-ish things to it. But this is really interesting because this ties directly in to these physical prices that Nintendo is raising. Again, they're going from 60 to 70. In some cases, they're going 60 to 80 digital. And then some of these for physical are getting to $80 or $90, okay? And you say, why? Well, I think there's a lot of reasons why. But, one thing would be, okay, if you're going to pay $90 now for a physical version, why would you do it? Well, the primary reason you would do it is you want the physical game. Am I wrong? When you buy a game physically, you have gone out of your way. Nowadays, you're going out of your way to get it physically, right? It's the reverse. You go not out of your way to get it digitally, you go out of your way to get it physically. When they're raising the prices to $80 or $90, you're going to buy Mario Kart World, right? And you do $90. I assume you want the game on the cartridge. I assume you want the game on the disc, let's say, right? Well, I guess it depends, because I just saw this in terms of game keys. Some of these games that are going to come out are going to have like cartridges, right? You're going to be able to put it into your Switch and it will not have the game attached. It's literally a blank title. It's a blank thing that you insert into your Switch, and it comes with the digital game key. And you download the game key, and so you have it digitally. Oh my God. Look, we've already done this. We've been doing this for a while, but I think honestly this is the worst situation you could possibly ask for, because, and I'm not even, I do exaggerate, but not in this case. Look at what we've gotten over the past couple of years, right? We've had collector's edition stop giving the physical game. Right now, you get the collector's edition, comes with the game, comes with the case, but in the case you just get a download key, right? We flipped out over God of War doing that, and other PlayStation games, Xbox games, all these games, and they tend to be attached to that, right? I think there's examples here and there of games coming out that just have the digital thing, or as we know, even Nintendo obviously has been this kind of odd man out for a while. Their games, some of them, because they're so big and the system cannot hold it, which maybe that's a reason why they're doing this, but I don't like excuses. But, those games, some of them in the past for the Nintendo Switch 1, if it's a collection, I think the Arkham collection, 2 of them are on it. 1 of them is digital. So when you buy it physically and you have the cartridge, it's got 2 games on it, but then, you put it in, you download the 3rd game. I can't really accept that. When you're going out of your way, you're buying it physically. The whole point, I believe, of getting a game freaking physically is to preserve it, is to have the game physically. So in 20 years from now, you still have it and you can still say these games are on this. Now, again, I'm not saying this is the first time we've gone away from that mentality, right? Because we have gone away. We've gone to the point of, well, you have the physical case, but it comes with a digital code. You have the physical thing, but only has 2/3 of the game on it. We've already gotten to a point where it's very sketchy and very not okay, but they're getting away with it anyway. Well, now they have these game keys where the entire game is not on them. Now, they say that games will make it very, very known if they have it or if they don't have it. Like, if they're going to actually have the game on the disc or not on the disc, let's say. And you can look at some of the launch games. I think some third-party games you can actually see, and they say game key on it. So there is that. But, like, Mario Kart World, Donkey Kong, those don't have it on it. So does that mean that they're on the disc? Like, I feel like you should maybe make it clear as day for all the idiots out there, because I guess we're the idiots and not them. They need to make it so apparent. They should say, inside this case is the legitimate game on that cartridge. I mean, like, put it in all red, put it right there so we know. Because now it's confusing. Now it's, okay, I guess we're trusting. And I mean, look, I started it off on purpose the way that I did. You're raising prices. Now, I don't care. I mean, there's a couple different excuses. You know, I mentioned the storage stuff. The tariffs maybe could impact it. They could just want the extra money. They could be trying to move it up with the time. I mean, we know a lot of publishers out there complain that the prices of games haven't moved with the time, unlike everything else that has moved with the time. So there's probably like 4 reasons why they're doing it. But here's the deal. Don't do it if you're actually going to diminish. Like, why are we paying more for less? And I mean, I guess that's a tagline for like the entire world, right? Like, we all kind of experience that on a day to day. But like, this is our like main thing, right? This is something I'm very passionate about. And, you know, we talk a lot about video games on this channel. I'm not going to let them get away with this. I'm not going to let them get away with, at least without me talking about it. Okay, there's nothing I can really do. But we have to talk about this. How dare you? Seriously, like, it is just so ridiculous that they want us to pay more money, and yet more and more of these games as time goes, even if you get them physically, then why would you do it? I mean, like, I know I keep talking, like, I talk nonstop and I can't shut up, but like, the main point is you're going out of your way to get the physical version. Now you have to pay more for the physical version, and it's not even a physical version. It's a physical thing that doesn't even contain the game on it. So why are you getting it? You know what I mean? Like, why would you actually do it? Are you doing it for the case? Cases are cool. They're not what they used to be. You know, you think about PS2, PS3, Xbox 360, you know, even handheld systems, their cases are freaking cool. You think about like the manuals, like those had some value in them just having it. Nowadays, I mean, come on. Are you paying the $20? Really, you're paying that extra $10 or $20 physical versus digital to look at the box cover of the actual box? Like, is that why you're doing it? Because it doesn't actually contain the game. On top of, by the way, this was like the main thing I wanted to talk about, but you know, we have other things already that show, like, they're doing the $10 upgrade type path. I guess I can blame PlayStation for that one, but you know, if you have the Nintendo Switch online, so they're getting you through subscription services that you either need to have that or you'll have to pay extra, right, to experience. And reselling games, I'm confused at how that works, by the way. Like, you know, getting Legend of Zelda or getting Kirby, these games are now like $80. And it's like, oh my dear God. And they're enhanced. Are they worth that much? We know Nintendo games never go on sale, so there's not even a way of like gaming it where you get the game for like $20 and you pay like $10 extra to get that enhanced. So that's a disaster. We have that list of like 120 plus games on Nintendo Switch 1 that aren't really going to work on Switch 2 backwards compatible, that there's so many games, including I think like Doom Eternal is on the list, that have like errors, and that the companies are looking into them. Now, I guess you can blame the companies maybe more than Nintendo, but like, are they having enough time to look at these things? Like, when did they give the dev kits, right? So people complain. People did complain about like select PS4 games that had problems on PS5, and people threw a big fit on that. Rightfully so. By the way, we shouldn't like let that go either. Even if it's 1 or 2 games, there should be a system that just easily, you know, backwards compatible, whether it's PlayStation helping, whether it's Nintendo helping, or whether it's the publisher or developer. But this is like 10 times that, more than, well, actually way more, maybe 30 times that situation. So it's like, oh my God, a lot of these games are not even going to work backwards compatible. You'll turn them on and they won't even freaking run on the Switch 2. So what is happening. This quickly went from something that I'm really, really excited for. And, look, there's still a lot of it that I am. Mario Kart World looks unreal, and that's actually going to be the third video on this channel in just a few hours. It does look good. I think it could be a system seller easily, considering it's actually only on the Switch 2. I think it is a system seller. But, like, what are we doing? Why? And I forgot that Nintendo can be like this, because they kind of always pull this stuff on a smaller scale, but we're too busy looking at Ubisoft and looking at PlayStation and looking at EA. Some of these companies, when they make a small mistake or two, sometimes it's not so small, by the way, but we're kind of distracted. And the Switch, or Nintendo's over there, Nintendo's always done shady stuff. They've done stuff with emulation. They've done stuff with copyright stuff on YouTube longer than any other company on the planet. They've always done this kind of like weird, I'm trying to disguise other words I would use in place of it. They've always done some very shady behavior. And now, they're playing from a position of strength, but I wonder what it looks like at the end of the day, right? Because they're pushing, I feel like, every button you could push it to the extreme and push the limits of your consumer base. They are doing it because they are so far ahead and they made so much money on the Switch. And this is what I think a cocky publisher look. We've actually seen it with PlayStation. We've seen other things where it's like, okay, what is a publisher that thinks they're so untouchable? How do they act? And you can kind of see how they act. We've seen PlayStation do it quite a bit the last 5 or so years. Different things, not exactly the same stuff, different stuff. And now we're honestly, I believe, in real time, seeing Nintendo do it, literally do it and say, you know what? We've sold, at the end of the day, the Switch is one of the most top 2, right? Most sold consoles of all time. Only the PS2 has sold more. The Switch beat the PS4 and Xbox One and PS5 and Series S and X and beat some of them combined, by the way. It's playing from a position of strength, but you're charging a lot. You're doing now like backwards compatible payment plans. You are doing physical games that aren't physical. You are increasing the prices across the board of the games. Like, you are doing everything possible to tick people off and push to, okay, are people always going to be supportive of you? A lot of people will. Maybe some people will jump off and maybe we'll see something. We'll see. I don't know what's going to happen. We can only take it one day at a time, can't we? Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Make sure, as always, you're subscribed to the channel, bell icon turned on, and I hope to see you all on the next one.